Avenue, and then we'll take it higher.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and special edition home to the game, Silver Creek Golf Course, located on 104 Bellow Lake Road, Garden River, Ontario. And also shout out thank you to Silver Creek GM Jamie Henderson. Silver Creek Golf Course has many specials to offer for 18 holes, 9 holes, and even Twilight Deal specials. It does not matter what your level of golf game is, it is a must to enjoy the scenic course, memorable experiences that Silver Golf Course offers. Silver Creek also offers a Thursday wing night for you to enjoy food after a stellar time on the course. You can book your tee time by phone or online at golfsilvercreek.com. Silver Creek Golf Course, where all are welcome to play.
Booyah, and it's time for the Game Sports Show. It is yours truly, David McCaig. It is August the 30th, 2018, and we are live on location from Silver Creek Golf Course in Sault Ste. Marie, and you're listening to the Game Sports Show on thegamesportshow.podbean.com and or on the Game Sports Show website, www.thegamesportshow.com. I want to say thank you to Scott Nason, who is going to be our board operator tonight. I also want to say thanks to Jamie Henderson and the crew here at Silver Creek for making us a part of their home, obviously, for these special summer editions of the Game Sports Show, but of course for their great hospitality this evening with the great wings and also beer products that they have supplied for the show here tonight. And tonight we got an action-packed show. However, it is going to be myself, and I do have a special guest coming on that I'm going to get to in just a few moments. Justin Heichel will not be making it by today, and also Brad Cochamilio will not be making it by here as he is working with the Soo Greyhounds for their main camp that has just gotten underway, and we'll be talking about that a little bit as well. So you get to hear my voice and the special guest we'll be having on tonight, which will be Marc Orlando. Marc Orlando is a well-known sports fan, especially in the area of baseball and golf. He's a big fan of the show and wanted to come on the show. So Marc is our first fan-selected guest of the Game Sports Show, and if you're not too sure what that is, we kind of briefly talked about it a little bit on some previous shows, but Marc will be the first guest that we get from our listeners that emailed the Game Sports Show. Also contact me through text and Facebook, and friends of ours know that we also play baseball together and a little bit of pickup hockey as well. So he was pretty persistent on getting on the show, and of course I just had to figure on a date to get Marc on, and what better than to get Marc on for when we had our first show back from our couple-week vacation. So I'm going to introduce Marc a little bit later on in the show. I'll get him to say hi to you, and when we get started, we're going to be talking about baseball and golf when Marc comes on, but he'll be on after the first break. Here on the first part of the show, we're going to be talking about some hockey updates locally in terms of Thunderbirds and the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and we're also going to be talking about some NHL updates as well. And then, as I mentioned in the second part of the show, Marc will be coming on in, and we'll be talking about some golf, as Marc will be spearheading that, and we'll be talking about baseball as well. And as I mentioned, it'll be myself, as Justin and Brad are both occupied, and Jamie Henderson, who was expected to be on here tonight, is also unavailable due to an unexpected passing of Mike O'Brien. I'm going to get to that in just a few moments as well. I just want to promote a bit more in terms of the show, and if you're listening to the show on the website, don't hesitate to veer over, hover over, slide the mouse over, whatever term you want to use, to the merchandise section. You'll see the Game Sports Show merchandise that you can purchase for $25. You can just email the Game Sports Show, ssm@gmail.com, state the size and the amount of shirts that you need, and we can set up an e-transfer or a cash upon delivery. We do free delivery in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. If you are ordering the shirt from out of town, don't worry, we'll make the value worth your while in terms of maybe adding free shipping based on how many shirts you order, or we'll get down on some discount prices for you just to kind of equal out the prices so everybody can pay an equal amount. Also, I want to give a special announcement for our beer launch. People are asking what that is. As everybody knows, the Thursday editions of the Game Sports Show will be at Northern Superior Brewing Company starting, that's next Thursday, September the 6th. It'll be the first official in-season show, as we have had some special edition shows throughout the month of August. But we're going to be launching a beer that is projected to be launched September the 30th. That is going to be called the Game Blonde Ale. Officially the Game Blonde Ale, and you'll be able to purchase that beer at Northern Superior Brewing Company, and maybe you'll be able to see it at a few restaurants. I'm not going to get into which ones and get into full details of the beer that is being launched, the Game Blonde Ale, as we'll be talking about it more on our launch show from our in-season launch show, I should say, from Northern Superior Brewing Company. And people are asking what the slogan's going to be for the beer. Guess what? I'm not going to tell you right now what that is going to be, as I've, let's just say I've had a few guesses, and some people have had good guesses, I must say, and some people have had some awful guesses of it as well. And let me tell you, you're definitely, some of those people are incorrect, but it is pretty obvious what the slogan is going to be, and never know, that might be the future trivia question, or maybe we'll let the listeners choose what the slogan should be, and you might win a prize. You don't know, so make sure you keep it locked here on the game to be a part of some special prizes, which gets me into the trivia question. I know we've taken some breaks in terms of the trivia question due to some conflict of scheduling, and also with having some vacation with the show, and a lot of schedule changes. So I must say to you, the listeners, thank you for your patience with that. We are going to be announcing the trivia question from earlier in the month of August on our launch show from Northern Superior Brewing Company, as we have had several of answers for the show, and we're going to kind of make it a little bit more special, as we've had a couple weeks with a delay in there. We're going to try to make it like a more of a group prize, but it is still going to be part of Silver Creek Golf Course, and we might throw something additional, part of the Game Sports Show at Northern Superior Brewing Company on top of that as well, and Northern Signs, as we're planning on doing something big. So make sure you tune in on that launch show on September the 6th from Northern Superior Brewing Company. For future editions of the show, Sports Center Bar and Grill, myself, Jamie Antonello, Matt Primo, and Dustin Gronin. Also at times Dana Hentro and Justin Heichel, depending on the amount of panel members we have on that Wednesday. We start our in-season, our 4th year at Sports Center Bar and Grill, starting on September the 5th. That is next Wednesday, and we're going to have our first In the Pocket segment of the season. We've had a full, let's say, year-round In the Pocket segment. We had a summer edition. Now we have the in-season edition, where the NFL is just about to get underway. And let me tell you, as a Steeler fan, big season coming up for the black and yellow. But, it's definitely going to be a big season for the NFL. A lot of exciting things. And speaking of that, we did discuss football on our previous edition of the Game Sports Show. That was on Monday. Myself, Scott Nason, and Katie Woolen were talking about football on our roundtable segment. You can listen to that Monday segment on the GameSportsShow.podbean.com just below, as we are at the Wicked Sister every Monday, and we start live air at the Wicked Sister starting in the coming week as well. And as I mentioned, our launch show from Northern Superior Brewing Company on September the 6th. Now, everyone's asking about Silver Creek Golf Course. We still will be doing special edition shows here at Silver Creek until kind of the golf season and the golf course kind of closes for the winter. And obviously going into next summer, we'll be back here at Silver Creek doing shows for summer editions as well. So anyone asking about Silver Creek, just make sure you keep it locked on the Game Sports Show for your Silver Creek followers in terms of when we're going to be live on location at Silver Creek. Now, special shout out to some belated birthdays. Yours truly had a birthday August the 21st, turned 27 years of age. I think that's still young. I'm not too sure. I know some days I wake up, the legs crack. I'm just kidding. I don't mean to get anybody who's a little bit older than I am to roll their eyes. But I want to say to myself that I turned 27 years old, to Lacey Caputo, going to be the future Lacey Patinko. December the 29th, that wedding is. Yours truly is the best man for Jerry in that wedding. I don't know if that's a smart move by Jerry to put me as your best man. I'm just kidding. Very honored to be a part of your big day, but I definitely want to give a shout out to Lacey for her birthday being August the 25th, turning 28 years of age. And also to a member of the show, I must say sorry, who was a part of our Wednesday show from Sports Center Bar and Grill, Dustin Gronin, and also the Molson rep in Sault Ste. Marie, who's had a great year and had a shout out on TSN about his performance this year in terms of how well he's done. So congratulations, Dustin, for that. But most importantly, happy birthday to you, my friend. Happy 28th birthday. And it must suck to be a year older than I am. And if I feel sorry, I can imagine how those two feel. I'm just kidding, guys. So I got to say again, happy birthday to Lacey and to Dustin as well. And as I stated at the top, condolences to the O'Brien family, Luke and Trav O'Brien, for the sudden passing of their father, Mike O'Brien. Trav, especially a big fan of the show, who's reached out to me numerous times on Facebook to have hockey discussion. And we've also tried to get Trav on the show, which his schedule hasn't worked. And I'm hoping that he's still able to come on the show, as he's really shown a lot of knowledge in the area of hockey. He's also well known in the area of hockey in Sault Ste. Marie in terms of being a goaltender. And obviously, so is Luke. Good hockey player, played for the North Stars, obviously played for the Soo Thunderbirds as well. I played rep growing up. Good friends of mine and definitely better human beings. So with the sudden passing of their father, very saddened. Their father's a great individual, is well known around the rinks as well. Was always the first to say hi to me, shake my hand. He even gave me a hug a couple of times. He always complimented how well he liked to watch me play hockey in terms of my speed, and I'm not pumping up my tires for that. I'm just saying a story there that, you know what, there's one game in terms of a tryout that I had with the North Stars that I was really feeling negative about, and actually Mike was at the rink, and I was talking to my father, and Mike gave me some encouraging words to keep trying and not to be discouraged, and definitely a positive individual that will greatly be missed. And the son, it's absolutely sad what happened, and definitely condolences from myself, my family, and the Game Sports Show to Trav, Luke, and to the O'Brien family and friends and other family members of Mike as well. And we plan on going down to that, yours truly, to the wake when this broadcast is completed, as that is at Northwood. That ceremony for the wake is being done. But once again, condolences to the O'Brien family. Moving forward on the show, talking about local hockey. Here I'm going to jump into right away. As I said, I'll talk to here on the first segment. We're just going to hear yours truly, David McCaig, talking for the first part of the show. Brianne Veal, a friend of mine that I actually played hockey with when I was playing minor hockey in novice. I want to say it's novice. If I'm incorrect, I apologize for being incorrect about that and inaccurate. Brianne Veal was a teammate of mine for Burger King, was our team. That's when I played in and out. Now, people that played hockey knows what that means. I played forward, and I played goalie. Believe it or not, I have a trophy at home that has a goalie of the year on there. And I also have a most saves in the league, and I have some trophies when I played goalie. I wasn't wearing contacts, though, when I was a goalie, so I had a lazy left eye when I was a net. If nobody knows what that means, I do wear contacts now, but I used to have to wear glasses, and when I couldn't wear glasses, I didn't wear glasses, which means I have a lazy left eye that I've had since I was 4 years old that I used when I was a net that I played with, and I still won those trophies. So when people used to chirp me as a goalie, I would look at them and say, you can't score on somebody who can't see straight. So there's a little humor to go out there. I don't know if Brianne remembers those stories, but she's also scored on me, Brianne Veal. So stories along with Brianne Veal is that she's joining the Soo Thunderbirds midget organization under Coach Jamie Henderson as an assistant in player development, which is a smart move for the Soo Thunderbirds organization. Brianne is someone who understands the game and what it takes to be a successful player and successful all-around individual who will be a strong asset in the area of player development for the Thunderbirds. And joining a staff that is well-knowledged and well-known in the area of hockey with the Sutter Redos, and with Quinnell recently joining the staff as well. And obviously there with Jamie and Laner being there, definitely a great all-around staff. So once again, congratulations to Brianne Veal and the Thunderbirds organization as well for bringing Brianne aboard for being an assistant in player development. Sticking with the local side of hockey with the Soo Greyhounds starting their training camp. Different team is going to be on that ice this year. Very different team, it seems like. Sandine, that we talked about on the Monday edition of the Game Sports Show live from the Wicked Sister, that I stated on there, will not be going back to the Sault Ste. Greyhounds. It seems that he will be either joining the Marlies or he'll be joining in the Swedish Elite League, which, to be honest with you, I would like to see him play for the Hounds. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to see the run for the Greyhounds, especially with the Game Sports Show being with the Sault Ste. Greyhounds a lot this year. It would have been nice to have, especially Sandine, come on by on a live edition of the show to do an interview. However, unfortunately, Sandine will not be one of those players that will be coming by. But I honestly think it'd be best for him to go to the Swedish Elite League. I know a lot of people are pointing at saying, hey, put him on the Marlies. Maybe get some games for the Leafs this year or something. When I heard that, I almost flipped the table I was sitting at. The kid's young. The kid just finished the OHL. Okay, he's still growing. You can't put him in that Maple Leafs lineup. And if anyone forgot, I know the Leafs are very thin up on defense. I saw a picture of a man who was big, built up top, very skinny legs and big feet. That's the Leafs depth chart when you look at it. Okay, I get it. I know Sandine would be an improvement over maybe some players that are there. But let's get real, he is not ready to crack that lineup. You got guys like Dermott that are there, Andrew Nielsen that are there, Carrick that can play full-time over the Sandine right now, just based on development. Sandine needs a couple years, I feel, playing over the Swedish League for this year, and then coming over to play for the Marlies next year, or even the year after that. If he spends 2 years in the Swedish Elite League, I wouldn't be ashamed, or he shouldn't be ashamed of that, rather. But I think, honestly, he'll spend 1 year with the Swedish Elite League. Then Dubas would like to monitor his development, so I think he'll come over to the Toronto Marlies the year after that. So they're missing a lot of guys. Kachuk, it seems like he will not be returning this year as well. Radish will be moving on. It seems like Sandbrook will be moving on. Will be moving on as well. And Rasmus Kapari, who is a LA King draft pick this year in the first round, and is actually owned by the Sault Ste. Greyhounds within the junior ranks. It seems that he'll be going to Finland. So the Sault Ste. Greyhounds are going to have a different team on that ice this year, but I'm very excited to see what they can ice, because they've been a very successful organization for the past handful of years since Dubas was even there. And yes, they moved out a lot of picks, a lot of different prospects to get the trades that they had done this year with Radish and Sandbrook. But I think this team is still going to be pretty competitive, and I can see it being a 40-win season, at least for the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. I can see them being a middle-of-the-pack finish. And if they have that kind of finish, they can make some trades again this year to make one more ditch run at it. But again, with the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, the expectations, fans should not go in there thinking Memorial Cup, but I think they should expect a playoff team. But also to be excited, because to be a playoff team, and as young as they are, to be a playoff team, that shows that within the next year or two, they're going to be back to where they were last year. So fingers crossed on this year being a very successful year. That's what I'm going to call it. Or maybe I should say it's going to be, let's erase that. Now that I'm thinking, not fingers crossed, let's be confident. Just straight positives here on the Game Sports Show. They are going to be a playoff team, and they're going to be a very good team at that, with that young speed that they have. And you know what? They're going to have some new leadership at the helm, as it seems Gettinger will be moving on as well, who is a New York Rangers draft pick. So definitely a lot of changes on the team. Make sure you get out to the camp. You can look at online. There's a lot of schedules that were released for the red and white game, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll be able to see on the internet. And go check out the Green for Life Memorial Gardens, not the SR Center. Make sure you remember that, to go check out some Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds development camp hockey, as puck drop is just around the corner. Can't believe it. We're at the end of August. August the 30th right now. September 1st is on Saturday. Can't believe it. And believe it or not, men's league baseball is still going on in Sault Ste. Marie. Just a little, then we'll get to that in a little bit later after the break, as when I bring Marc Orlando on board. But continuing with hockey, NHL hockey update and chats. I'm going to call the title of this part of the first part. I want to start off with a little bit of awkwardness. Max Pacioretty. Has anyone seen that video when he went to the Montreal Canadiens charity golf tournament? I think there's actually a special name with it, but that's not the point of this topic, is getting the golf tournament right. It's the fact of Max Pacioretty showing up to that golf tournament, Bergevin looking and noticing Max Pacioretty and making the effort to go shake his hand in front of the camera. He wasn't going to shake his hand if that camera was there, I don't think. Okay? And Bergevin, who, in my opinion, is on the hot seat. Okay? There is a lot of issues with Bergevin being the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens right now. I don't know if Montreal Canadiens fans are going to own up and say the same, but I'm not even saying in terms of being a Leaf fan and having that rivalry with the Montreal Canadiens growing up. It's just in general with the Montreal Canadiens. They have leadership with Bergevin right now that's been very, very disarray. And with Max Pacioretty's handshake, you got to check out that video. It's on YouTube, I believe. It's on Sportsnet. TSN. It's all over. It's on Spit and Chicklets, Barstool. You can look it up and see just the awkwardness and the smile that was so fake. Oh my God, can't believe it. I understand it's a business and you got to show. You don't want no drama. I get it, but there must have been something that Bergevin said to Pacioretty that we can't trade you, so you have to come back, or maybe he just didn't want to trade him. I don't know. We're not in the office, so it really seems like though Max Pacioretty. He said he wants a fresh start. I still think he wants to move on. I still think he gets traded. But right now, Bergevin trying to settle down and cool off and put out the fire a little bit. I think him shaking that hand, the way how awkward that looked, even ignited the fire a bit more for more talk. Because guess what? All media outlets are talking about it. So definitely something to get a little check on and see how the awkwardness is with that. Something that isn't awkward. Martin Brodeur returns to the Devils as an executive vice president. He retired. In the National Hockey League as a member of the, he actually retired as a St. Louis Blue, okay, and then he joined the office of the St. Louis Blues. Now he goes back to New Jersey, which shouldn't be really a surprise. I really think having Brodeur go back, look at the legacy that he had with the New Jersey Devils. Okay, the cups that he's won, the trophies that he's won with the New Jersey Devils, and just the impact he had on that organization. And Martin Brodeur is arguably the best goalie of all time. I really think that he is. There's somebody that, broke records in terms of wins. He had 691 wins, 397 losses, 154 total ties as a goalie with a career of 224 goals against average. Those numbers are absolutely insane. So when you really think about it, Martin Brodeur being the best goalie in the league of all time, best goalie in the league when he played, obviously, but I mean best goalie to play is what I should be saying, is definitely a topic that can't be argued. The guy has played how many seasons? I'm going to count quickly right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There was over a dozen years that he played 70 games plus. That is unheard of nowadays. The way the performances of goalies now, I don't think can handle that. Maybe Roberto Longo was able to, but Carey Price, I don't think can handle that, especially with his injury history. So you look at Martin Brodeur. No one, I think, can touch those numbers with Martin Brodeur. Currently, you got the best goalie in the league, still, in my opinion, being Carey Price. I'm sorry, I know there's people that roll their eyes at that, and you can think of other goaltenders, like people are going to say Matt Murray, or people are going to go around the helm with Jonathan Quick, yes, as well, as I get Mark throwing in his impact here in the background. So there's goalies out there that people are going to point at and say, this goalie's better. But really, no. There's not. Carey Price is the best goalie in the league today, but as I said, Martin Brodeur is the best goalie of all time. Patrick Roy is right behind him. Sawchuck's right up there too. Don't get me wrong, if I want to go into the old history books, I get it. But Martin Brodeur is number one. If you disagree with me, message me. Let's have a debate. I am in. Martin Brodeur, best goalie of all time. Congratulations for joining the New Jersey Devils front office. New Jersey's making a lot of strides. Made a lot of moves this year. Bringing in Taylor Hall last year, basically stealing him for Adam Larsson. I'm sorry, Oilers fans, but that's my opinion. The guy was MVP this year. So I don't see Larsson winning the Norris. I saw another Swede named Victor Hedman win the Norris this year, but I don't remember seeing Adam Larsson win that trophy. So I don't care what any Oilers fans say. It's in particular Dane Hantrow, who's a member of the show and my future roommate. That trade, defensemen are very pricey, but the trade Taylor Hall, he had that change, and as predicted here on the show last year, maybe a year to date actually, that Hall would flourish in New Jersey. And guess what? He did. And now Martin Brodeur joining that organization, on an organization that is ascending in the right direction. Moving on, someone who is close to retirement. Red Ring fans don't like to hear that, but Henrik Zetterberg missing the start of the season due to a back injury. Now, Henrik Zetterberg will retire as a Red Wing, and he's a leader in that locker room, and he's been a part of that organization since he started in the National Hockey League. So Henrik Zetterberg, will he be 100% all year? No. I feel like the age is catching up to him a little bit, but I still think he'll be a very impact player when he's in the lineup. People ask, will he ever get traded at the deadline, or will there ever be a move? No. Henrik Zetterberg will be traded if Henrik Zetterberg wants to be traded, which will not be the case. Congratulations to Gary Bettman, who was inducted into the Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. People probably didn't know that was coming, but Gary Bettman, who I actually feel is a great commissioner in the National Hockey League. No fans boo him, but the strides that he's made in the National Hockey League since he's been there, kudos to Gary Bettman. And when the NHL loses Gary Bettman in terms of him stepping down or retiring, whatever it may be, the guy who does go in there does have some big shoes to fill, to be totally honest with you. Some signing updates. Troy Brouwer signs in Florida. Former Greyhound Anthony Peluso signs for the Flames. Hunter Shinnikirk goes to the Montreal Canadiens for Kirby Reichel. Kirby Reichel, who was drafted by the Columbus Blue Jackets, was traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs last summer, and was traded at the deadline for Thomas Plekanec to the Montreal Canadiens, and was now traded to the Calgary Flames, who's been playing for his fourth NHL team, and he's barely even started in the National Hockey League. So there's a lot of hype when this kid was playing junior, and because of his size and his impact in junior. So I think Kirby Reichel is in a good spot in Calgary there under good coach with Peters. So I think Kirby will be given the opportunity, especially in more of a depth role that maybe he can thrive on right now until he can grow. But Kirby Reichel and Hunter Shinnikirk, there's a guy too. Hunter was drafted by Vancouver. There's a lot of second chance. People are taking gamble on both Kirby and Hunter. I think these can work out for both Montreal and Calgary. Rookie camp is set to get underway. As I mentioned, puck drop basically around the corner, and the Leafs still have questions to answer on that back end. And if Justin Heiko was here, I've been saying this for the past year and a half, and I can see when Justin listens to the show, he's going to say, "Oh, don't talk about Jake Gardiner. Don't talk about Jake Gardiner, Dave." You know what? I'm not. I will not talk about Jake Gardiner here. You know what? I will. Every edition I've said that Jake Gardiner could be a potential move. I understand there's also the other side of things of how he is as a defenseman. He just needs the right guy with him. I'm not sure, but I really think that Toronto needs to make a move on defense and bring in somebody. I know Falk has been the subject of rumors. Last time we had the show here at Silver Creek, we discussed how that deal was basically almost done. It still hasn't happened, so I wonder if something is going to happen before camp, or if Dubas is going to take his team into camp the way that it is, which would I be mad about? A little bit. I really think they have some prospects that they can move and afford to move to be able to bring in another top pairing defenseman to kind of solidify that back end a little bit more, and then also make a stronger run this year to win the division against a team called the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are favorites to win that division this year. And Artemi Panarin, he's good friends with Vasilevsky and Kucherov. Apparently Kucherov and Vasilevsky are trying to show him a good time in Tampa, to show him how good it is to play there. Panarin's a free agent next year. The Tampa Bay has about $5 million in room, so people can move on. Is that tampering at its best? Maybe that it is. Toronto has been subject to be on Panarin's radar to trade for as well. I don't know if Toronto will make that move before they make a move for a defenseman, but Tampa's on the direction of being a very good team for many years. Toronto can do that as well, and they can do that by getting a nice, good, young 25, 26-year-old defenseman that can be there for a handful of years, that can put them over the top, as I feel this year. This could be the year Toronto goes deep in the playoffs, and by making the right moves, maybe they can have a season that will make all Leaf fans happy. Just going to leave it at that. As I sit here, stare at my beer that's still coming up with bubbles. I got the wings here. I'm going to enjoy some of that and take a little bit of a break. And when I come back, Marc Orlando's going to come and make his debut. Big fan of the show. And make his debut in terms of discussing some baseball and some golf. It's Dave McCaig here live at Silver Creek Golf Course. Listen to the Game Sports Show on thegamesportshow.podbean.com and either way on the website www.thegamesportshow.com. You're going to hear from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and special edition home to the game, Silver Creek Golf Course, located on 104 Bellow Lake Road, Garden River, Ontario. And also shout out thank you to Silver Creek GM Jamie Henderson. Silver Creek Golf Course has many specials to offer for 18 holes, 9 holes, and even Twilight Deal specials. It does not matter what your level of golf game is, it is a must to enjoy the scenic course, memorable experiences that Silver Golf Course offers. Silver Creek also offers a Thursday wing night for you to enjoy food after a stellar time on the course. You can book your tee time by phone or online at golfsilvercreek.com. Silver Creek Golf Course, where all are welcome to play.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank an additional sponsor and additional home to the Game Sports Show, Sports Center Bar and Grill. Sports Center Bar and Grill, located on 624 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Sports Center rated top sports bar for the second year in a row. At Sports Center, enjoy their famous 75-cent wing night along with delicious Molson products on tap, along with a great atmosphere and other great food options available as well. Sports Center Bar and Grill, the Sioux's best sports bar.
Get Wicked Catering from the crew at the Wicked Sister.
We like to think of ourselves as foodies. While our favorite foods are paired with a beer tasting at the Wicked Sister, you can now have the same creative menu for your next catered business luncheon, family get-together, wedding, or holiday party. Our white truffle risotto appeals to your gluten-free and vegetarian guests. Add sautéed shrimp or freshly grilled chicken for a pop of protein. Or let us build you a custom menu to suit your needs. From plated events of 15 to buffets for 200, the Wicked Sister will cater your event with tapas, snacks, cravables, or a full sit-down dinner.
The Wicked Sister, where you'll be treated like family, whether you like it or not.
The Game Sports Show is pleased to shout out a partner, additional home, and sponsor to Northern Superior Brewing Company, located on 50 Pym Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Northern Superior Brewing Company having a strong presence locally with many beers to offer. With much involvement in the community of Sault Ste. Marie, Northern has a sport and friendly-like atmosphere within its tap room, and during the summer months, it is a must to visit Pier 55 to enjoy some delicious food, amazing view of the water, and view of the Bush Pulling Museum, right on the cusp of the Hub Trail, and of course, all of that down with a delicious brew from Northern Superior. Northern Superior Brewing Company. It's a northern thing.
Check out our brand new website up and running now at thegamesportshow.com. There you can find past broadcasts of all our shows from the Wicked Sister in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and Boston Pizza and Sports Center Bar and Grill in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. As well, you can find our brand new t-shirts available for just $25 a shirt. All sizes are available and proceeds will go towards Northern Critters in Need and Big Brother, Big Sister of Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Now you can purchase the shirt by emailing the Game Sports Show ssm@gmail.com. Please state the total amount of shirts and size needed. They have payment options available, e-transfer or cash upon delivery, as a shirt can be delivered to your location if you live in the Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and Ontario area free of charge. TheGameSportsShow.com, where you find all your local, regional, and national sports that you just can't get enough of.
The Game Sports Show would like to thank a list of additional sponsors. North Shore Sports and Auto, new location located on 647 McDonald Avenue, Sault Ste. Marie. A family-owned and operated business with doing business in Sault Ste. Marie for over 10 years. Loads of products available for your enjoyment for all seasons. North Shore Sports and Auto, we understand the importance of quality service and products, and we work hard to ensure that all customers have a positive experience before and after each and every sale. North Shore Sports and Auto, meeting all of your new and pre-owned equipment needs. Special thanks to Salon. The Salon, located on 589 2nd Line East, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Owned and operated by Mike Cuglietta. Book your appointment today at 705-941-9191 or via online at https://thesalonsoo.as.me-. The Salon, making the Soo beautiful, one haircut at a time. As well as a shout out to the Soo Pee Wee Pro Shop. The Soo Pee Wee Pro Shop, located inside the Community First Credit Union Soo Pee Wee Arena on 285 Northern Avenue East, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Owned and operated by Jeremy Paquin and ran by Larry Monroe. Soo Pee Wee Pro Shop, for over 40 years, meet all of your skate sharpening, skate repair, and hockey needs. Also to Discover the Canvas. Discover the Canvas, located on 317 Wellington Street West, Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. A beautiful new renovated building owned and operated by expert artist and Sioux native Katrina Thibodeau. Katrina taking her talents of the ink in Sault Ste. Marie and truly creating the best and most realistic art locally. Call Katrina today at 705-450-8099 or email her at discoverthecanvas@gmail.com to book your tattoo or consultation today.
Hi, it's Craig Hartsburg, former NHL player and NHL coach. Welcome to the Game Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Game Sports Show. It's yours truly, David McCaig, here live on location at Silver Creek Golf Course. And we're here on a nice night here tonight, actually. And I'm alongside a special guest, a friend of mine, here on this. The sun is setting in the background, actually. It seems like a very romantic setting, Mark, actually. But we're outside here on the patio at Silver Creek Golf Course. We've enjoyed some beverages. We've enjoyed some good chicken wings, as it is their wing night here at Silver Creek Golf Course. 50-cent wings. 50-cent wings on Thursdays here at Silver Creek Golf Course. And let me tell you, I've had great wings, especially being a part of Sports Center Bar and Grill, that, my favorite wings of all time. If you want to get some good wings, you want to play a quick round of golf, have a quick bite to eat, Silver Creek Golf Course is definitely the place to be. And it's a great course as well. It's a nice course. Henderson and his team do a great job to keep the course well maintained. And they honestly treat us great here on the Game Sports Show. So definitely come on down to Silver Creek Golf Course, enjoy some of the beverages, and also enjoy the wings that they have to offer as well. And as I said here at the beginning, I said a name Marc Orlando. As I said at the beginning of the show, I'm going to have Mark here on the second part of the show talking some golf, and we're also going to be talking some baseball. The baseball topic is going to be geared towards somebody. Former MVP, current third baseman, still Josh Donaldson. And a little bit of topics about players, about the Toronto Blue Jays. Maybe they should have made trades right after the game that they lost against the Cleveland Indians, or should I say the Andrew Miller Cleveland Indians in the playoffs. But we're going to get to that in just a few moments. I'm not going to get too heated about the Toronto Blue Jays right now, because I'm going to allow Mark to say hello. Say hello to you, the listeners. Say hello to me. And see how you do here on your debut. Talk a little bit of golf and baseball, my friend.
It's a pleasure to be on here. I'm, as Dave said, a big fan of the show. It is quite romantic here tonight. The wings are fantastic. 50 cents a piece. That is a bargain, really. Yeah,
that is. Yep.
The beverages, they're flowing.
Yeah, so they're flowing great right now. Nice and cold, too.
Nice and cold, yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful, brisk night, yeah. So
the night is actually, the nights are getting more cooler. So you know what that means? The summer's coming to an end, my friend. You know what? You and I are going to talk about something that we've been doing all summer that involves baseball. I want to I know a good friend of ours, actually a few good friends of ours, Nathan Inch, who is known as Nathan Intercontinental Inch on the Game Sports Show on Wednesdays. Andre Lefrancois, who is the IT and website designer of the Game Sports Show. And also Ashley Hoff will definitely be tuning in to this show in terms of, because we're going to be talking about a little bit of Renegades baseball as well. I'll be doing Renegades weekly updates on the show. So I know they'll be tuning in, especially for what we're going to be talking about. And maybe there's some good bright side to baseball. As we're in Toronto, it's not as too bright. But we're going to get to baseball in a little bit. I want you to lead off right now, my friend, talking about golf. I know there's a lot of golf topics that you've actually written out and actually prepared to talk about, which is fantastic. Okay, we're going to talk about the FedEx Cup that is considered the playoffs for golf, and we're also going to talk about the Ryder Cup, and we're also going to talk about Brooke Henderson, whom we're a fan of in terms of her beauty, first off, but also in terms of golf, as she had a big weekend last weekend, getting the win and going into this weekend's action to see if she can pull off another win. So, Mark, I'm going to let you start wherever you want with those topics. I'm going to jump in and kind of veer and jump in. I'm going to let you spearhead this, especially in the world of golf. You know definitely 100% what's going on, especially these statistics are amazing. I wish I can somehow show these to the listeners, as that is some neat handwriting too, my friend.
Well, thank you. We're going to start with the FedEx Cup here, Dave. I have the leaders here. After the fantastic performance, a dominating performance really last week at the FedEx Cup, Bryson DeChambeau is our new leader with 3,617 points, right in front of Dustin Johnson, who is currently 2,969 points. But, you know, it's hard to count Dustin Johnson out. He's really a fantastic player. He's dominated for many years now.
And a very beautiful wife.
Very beautiful wife. It's hard to count that out, too. Too bad that wasn't a stat in golf, but anyway. So going into the Dell Technologies Championship this weekend, it's hard to really count Dustin Johnson out. It's hard to count really any of our FedEx Cup leaders out. Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, Brooks Koepka, they're all fantastic golfers, pure swings, and they're really golfing their A game right now, as it's huge tournaments for them coming up this weekend.
Look at Phil Mickelson. He's still cracking the top 10. You know, and the guy is like, he's found the fountain of youth, it seems like.
No kidding. Like, Phil Mickelson, and, of course, we always got to talk about it when golf comes up, Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Like, you can never count him out. He's just a fantastic golfer, and it's amazing, really, what he does to the sport of golf. Not only when he's not playing well, but just when he's at the tournaments, all the fans and everything. It really revitalizes golf.
See, my favorite golfer, I know you might not know, as I've said on the show numerous times, and I see him at number 7 there. Bubba Watson is my favorite golfer, and I'm really pulling for him to get back, or to get on that top of that leaderboard. He has a little bit of a sizable lead behind DeChambeau, so it's kind of like, you know, but that's to be deceiving. Anything can happen.
That's right. There's a lot of FedEx Cup points, up for grabs here this weekend. So if he wins, you never know. He could spring right to the top and be in it.
Imagine, I'd love to see Bubba Watson in that atrocious swing get up on that top of that leaderboard. You know, and before we even jump into the next point, when we're talking about Phil Mickelson here, speaking of the fountain of youth, did you hear about Phil face Tiger?
Well, I've heard about it. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be fantastic.
Who's winning that? I think Tiger's winning that.
I can't pick away from my boy Tiger Woods.
No,
I think he's got it. I mean, it's just in the history. I know he hasn't been golfing his best golf lately, but he's been coming back. Like, I think he's almost there. He just needs to fix up a little bit more, but he always beat Phil.
Yeah, I think so. I know Jamie Henderson's a big fan of Phil Mickelson, and I apologize, but Tiger Woods, who's going to win between Tiger and Phil? I want to know what the listeners think. Yep. Maybe we should play some non-illegally wagered bets. I don't know if I said that more correctly, but let's just say I'd like to get the listeners' take, and maybe if someone submits something, get a prize courtesy of the Game Sports Show and Silver Creek Golf Course. But Phil Mickelson is a workhorse. The guy's a machine, but so is Tiger.
You can't,
especially mentally, obviously, because of all the, I'm going to say it, shit that he went through. You know, he has been through a lot, Tiger, and for him to even do as well as he did, getting second, he definitely showed that he can still play the game of golf.
Oh yeah, no, he still wants to compete. You can tell each and every week when he goes out there, he's playing. He's angry at himself when he makes bad shots. He's just not happy where he is right now, and he's gonna get back there. I feel it. And you know, I can't pick Phil over Tiger. It just hurts me to do that. Phil's a fantastic golfer. You cannot discount him in any tournament because he's always there. Yeah. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Quite the personality. See him dancing on those commercials. So it's hard to count him out.
Sick flow.
Sick flow.
Like, the guy is just unbelievable.
Yeah. So I can't count him out. Which, speaking of can't count him out, we're going to flip it to the Ryder Cup here.
Ryder Cup, yeah.
So we're going to talk about Team USA. So they already have their 8 guys picked, but now it's up to the captain's pick. Jim Furyk has 4 picks left. And I know that Tiger and Phil haven't necessarily been having a fantastic year, better than anyone else on the tour, but I just find it hard to see that Jim Furyk isn't going to pick Tiger and Phil as 2 of those picks for just their experience, their like, because they can be captains for those young guys that are on the Ryder Cup for maybe the first time, or they just haven't been in that place before.
Like look at guys like Dustin Johnson and Bubba, like maybe not more so Bubba, but you look at Dustin and maybe Brooks or Jordan Spieth. They looked up to Tiger and Phil, especially maybe Phil, because Phil's a bit older than Tiger is, but you gotta look and maybe say that having those guys around is a big impact. It's like anyone for a hockey team, baseball team, basketball team, doesn't matter. If you look at your legend that you're playing with, you're gonna have respect for your legend, and you're definitely gonna, be a motivation to those young guys that are already fantastic golfers. Obviously, they don't need that extra, but it's definitely good to have someone like Tiger and or Phil around.
Oh, exactly. And like, imagine you going up to the tee and you have to face Tiger Woods. Even though he's not in his prime right now.
Just kidding, I would.
Dave would win, but that's just an intimidating thing. Have to play against Tiger Woods. You have to dethrone the king. It's just not something that anyone can do. It's a scary thing.
Yeah.
So on top of that, my other 2 picks for the Ryder Cup would have to be Bryson DeChambeau. First off, he's just 9 top 10 finishes this year. He turned pro 2016, so he's still just a kid. He's only 24. Wow. So he's in quite
That's your age. No, you're older.
2 years older than I am. Yeah. So he's in quite a spot for a kid. Like, I couldn't imagine being there. I know he has 2 years older than I am, but that is just an experience that you got to experience, obviously.
Absolutely.
And it's just nothing you can just go out and just win your first time. Like, if he does, he's a great golfer, fantastic golfer, but that'd be a hell of a feat.
That's who you're pulling for, though.
Yeah, that's my 3rd, and then my 4th pick would have to be Tony Finau. He's just been playing good golf. He's a fantastic athlete. He has a great swing, and I think he would be a fantastic pick to have on that Ryder Cup team for Team USA.
I think Team USA looks pretty darn steep, though. I know you got McIlroy on the other side with Europe. You got Justin Rose. You have also Tommy Fleetwood. So you got some good names on that Europe side. But call me crazy, but does the U.S. side look better though on paper, or am I crazy to say that?
Well, I mean, they do. Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Justin Thomas, like the list goes on and on. Jordan Spieth, he hasn't had the best year either, but you can never count him out.
He's won a green jacket.
Oh yeah, he's a competitor. He's fantastic. He's got the mindset. But then you're right. Look at the other side. Francesco Molinari, fantastic year. Rory McIlroy, once again, not the greatest year, but it's Rory McIlroy. Like, you never know what that guy can do.
I love seeing Bubba Watson on Team USA too. The guy just finds ways to continue to get the job done. So I'm a big Bubba guy. I like it.
Oh yeah.
But when you look at the Ryder, that's at the end of September, I believe, right? Is it September 25th, right? So it's in Paris. That's beautiful. I've never been to Paris. I don't know if you ever have. No. Definitely we should maybe plan a hockey trip or baseball trip to go there. But besides that, for golf, you know what? It seems, I really think Team USA has the upper hand to win this.
Yep.
In my opinion.
I kind of think so too. Like, they're looking good. They're looking fantastic. My only issue is Ricky Fowler. He's currently injured. He hasn't golfed in about, I think it said 17 days yesterday. And he has a right oblique injury.
That's a big injury for golf.
Big injury for golf, but he's still a young kid, and it's still a month away. So hopefully we can see him there healthy, playing his best golf, and be out there for the squad.
Yep.
So finally, to wrap up golf, we can talk about our girl.
Yeah.
Brooke Henderson. She just
not related to Jamie, I must say. I don't think, anyways. Jamie, if you're related to Brooke, maybe we can get something going with that. But definitely going with Brooke.
So last week she won the CP Women's Open, which is a tournament right here in our great Canada.
Yeah.
And she's only the second Canadian to win it since it started. So it's a great honor for her, and it was fantastic for us to be able to watch her win that. She's legend in Canada. She's absolutely phenomenal here. And this coming weekend, it actually started today, she is at the Portland Classic. She's won it 2 times, actually, and so hopefully she can win it a third this weekend. Wow. She's golfing fantastic, so I wouldn't put it past her to win this weekend as well.
Seems like, winning back-to-back weekends, nice little paycheck for Brooke. And it seems she's also young, very beautiful, athletic woman, right? It's definitely a good, positive note for Canada. When I think of hype when it comes to female athletes, I for some reason, always veer to Eugenie Bouchard and how she's actually fallen off the grid in terms of, not baseball, tennis talent, but now she's more into underwear modeling, which is good for her. Maybe I should make a bet on Twitter with her too to see if I can get a date with her too, because it seems like she goes on dates with anybody. But Brooke Henderson is definitely a special golf talent. It seems like, and definitely a good bright spot for Canada.
Oh yeah,
you
for sure.
Must agree with that.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like it's just it's a reason to turn on the LPGA tour to watch for us Canadians. I mean, with or without Brooke Henderson, they're fantastic golfers. They're phenomenal. Watching them, how they play, wild. But it gives you something to root for in Canada here. Like, just homegrown talent. It cannot hurt.
No. And a big thing that I want to say with, I always refer to sports with Canada, we've always been known as a hockey country, right?
Yep.
Baseball, the growth in baseball, when you think of the Blue Jays a couple years ago with their playoff runs and the Texas game, and when they lost to Kansas when they got as far, and then they lose to Kansas and also lost to Cleveland, you think of times like Eugenie Bouchard. Tennis got more popular when Eugenie was doing successful. You think with golf, Brooke can have the same impact. I'm not saying golf is not popular in Canada. Absolutely is. Here in the Soo, it's extremely popular. It is throughout Ontario.
Yep.
I think it's mostly enjoyed here in Ontario than most other places in Canada, to be totally honest with you. But I think that when you have success from a Canadian in the professional level, it grows more popularity. It makes kids want to try it. It makes adults want to try it. Not saying those adults are going to get to the LPGA or the PGA Tour, but maybe the kid that saw their idol, Brooke Henderson, get that big win last weekend, they started playing golf this week. Next year they want to do golf all the time. The next you know it, they're getting taught by teachers. Next thing you know it, they're absolutely winning tournaments locally, and then they grow, and then the sport grows. So that is definitely big for Canada to have all this success, and we obviously have success with as an athletic country, I feel, but I'd like to see golf continue to grow, and I think someone like Brooke can impact that, much like Eugenie did for tennis. Much like Josh Donaldson, even though he's not Canadian, but Josh Donaldson winning MVP for the Jays and Bautista's bat flip helped baseball when it hasn't been that crazy with baseball since '93. Tavares now with the Maple Leafs. Now kids weren't Leaf fans in the last generation in the late thousands. Leaf fan kids are happening now though with Matthews and all that. So you got to think of that with the Raptors. DeMar DeRozan getting traded for Kawhi Leonard, right? And we talk about basketball on the Wednesday show at Sports Center along with her in the podcast segment. But with that impact in Canada, that's how Canada is. We need to have that popularity, and with these other sports that aren't as big in our country due to having winter 8 months out of the year, I'd like to say as a joke. So definitely Brooke is definitely doing very well. So congratulations to Brooke, and hopefully she can win this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, that'd be wild to see her win again, back to back. Like, that's a feat in whatever sport. So yeah.
Now, moving on from golf, Mark, I know we had you talking golf. We're going to get you on when we can in terms of golf and assist with the golf side, as golf will be on our Thursday show, even still going forward, even when golf kind of veers out with updates in terms of golf. We'll be talking about our Thursday editions and our special editions here at Silver Creek Golf Course. But we're going to jump into baseball. And no, I'm not starting with the Renegades.
Sadly.
Not starting
with the Renegades. That's a bright team right there.
If people don't know what the Renegades baseball is, you got to make sure you listen to the last, 8 episodes of the Game Sports Show that I've been talking about it, and McCaig's stats for the season that I get to tell you what they were. I got my updates of the stats for the season.
He had a hell of a season, a lot of improvement in the game.
I missed a pop fly last game.
That's right, but that happens.
Even Ramirez Diaz missed a pop fly, and I sent that to Hoff, and Hoff wasn't too pleased because I don't know if he can still chirp. Well, he'll still chirp. But
he will.
Moving on from that, talking about baseball in Major League level. We're going to stick to the Blue Jays only, though, right now because of the limited time that we have here on the show. And the trades that didn't happen, I did talk about the last couple shows that we had, but Josh Donaldson. I was saying that he would be put on waivers and potentially traded at this current time. It seems that he's going to be put on waivers. Mm-hmm. The divorce is going to be an ugly one for Donaldson and the Blue Jays. But he's having rehab incidents where he's setbacks. His knee is still hurting. He's had a brutal year with injuries, losing. He had a gassed arm, or his arm wasn't doing well. Mm-hmm. Tulowitzki this year hasn't played since last year. He's officially shut down, having two bone marrows get changed or whatever they were right in his feet. So he hasn't played. It's definitely been a year that Blue Jays fans expected maybe they did expect this, because a lot of Blue Jays fans, we think about it, did say that they wouldn't be a playoff team, but a lot of sports experts figured they'd be a wild card team based on their pitching, and obviously their pitching has been an absolute disaster. So now you got Curtis Granderson as a pending UFA. You got Kendrys Morales, who's owed $12 million next year. You have Donaldson as a UFA. You have Tulowitzki, who's signed till next Ice Age, so he's not going anywhere. You got Marco Estrada, that I actually feel is a free agent as well, or I think he may have a player option as well. But nonetheless, those are the players that could have been traded. I said have to be Josh Donaldson's one on that list. 2 is Marco Estrada. Okay, 3 is Curtis Granderson. And then 4, you got to consider trying to move Kendrys Morales. You got to move these guys. You got to keep Justin Smoke. The guy is a stud on defense. He's left-handed at first, obviously, and he also hits dingers. He's not Big Al, and he hits dingers. Love that. But you know what? He still hits dingers. He's going to be a good focal point of that team, and we make room for some young guys. And no, not Vlad Jr. yet. I don't want to see him there next year. I don't. Okay, wait. I shouldn't rephrase. I'd love to see Vlad Jr. Okay, don't get me wrong, but I still think that's rushing him. I think one more year with the Bisons, kill it. One more year, then come up with just a boatload of confidence and hitting dingers out of the ballpark, out of Rogers. I think one player who's ready is Bo Bichette. I'm a big fan of Bo. I think he's ready to play. Jansen at catcher. You got a young guy there. I'm excited for the youth movement. And I'm excited for the Blue Jays to have these youth in the lineup, sign some free agents. They can be back in the playoffs and being successful within 3 years. 3 to 5 years tops. But now, what I was going to say is Josh Donaldson. You got to trade him.
I agree with you. You got to trade him, but it's his last year in the contract here, is it not? So it's unless you dish him out by, I believe it's August 31st, which is tomorrow, that allows him to play in this postseason. And if we don't dish him out by that point, I know he's injured right now, so maybe a team might not want to take that gamble on him because he might not be available for the postseason. But it's just, you have to dish him out immediately or you're not going to get any partners.
Exactly. Look at Jose Bautista, traded to the Phillies. They got something for him, the Mets. They got some considerations, whatever they got for him. I'm a big fan, I've said it on the show, that you need to trade something to get value back for nothing. Donaldson is not re-signing with the Blue Jays next year.
Nope, absolutely
not.
Nor
why would they want to re-sign him. So I don't care if they give him a bag of pucks. I know this is baseball, but give him a bag of pucks that the Blue Jays can donate to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I really don't care. Get something for the guy that's going to be valued to the organization. Get cash. Get a player to be named later. Be like the player to be named later. If you make it past the first round, you got to give me a top prospect. And they picked up 3 prospects from him, or something like that. Baseball's funny when it comes to trades. Move Donaldson because you're going to get something for rather than getting nothing for him. I don't care what it takes. If it's $2.50 with a double bubble thing that you bring to the ball fields at Ram Field and Sault Ste. Marie, I really don't care. You have to move the guy. And the guy going back to the Jays, yes, he'll be appreciated by the fans. He'll be welcomed in that locker room. He'll be a big impact. But the Jays are making the playoffs. We don't need that. Use the September roster expansion to give Vlad a chance for a couple games in the majors. I don't want him as a full season, like I said, next year. But I'm saying get him some games. Get Bichette some games. Maybe get Diaz some more games at third so you can catch some pop flies at 3. It's that short. I don't know. You got to move Donaldson.
Absolutely. And I agree with you completely. I think, personally, we should have traded him last year, the year before.
Yeah, after we lost to Cleveland, we should have started making trades.
Absolutely. I don't feel that today's Toronto Blue Jays are a contender. They're not going deep in the playoffs. They're not, obviously they're not going to make the play. I mean, there's 28 games left, but that's gone. So it's time to rebuild. It's time to start making trades, get some young prospects in there, get some kids in there to start showing. Like Donaldson, he's 32, which is it's not old for baseball, but he's getting up there. Yep. So I think we get some nice new kids in there, show us what they got, make some moves, get some value for the veterans that we have, and just start rebuilding again.
Yep, you can get, for Estrada, I feel you can get a B-level prospect, I feel, and some cash. Donaldson, I think you can still get a top prospect for him. especially if you get a sign and trade. If you can get the Cardinals or sign and trade with a team that Donaldson's going to lock up for 3 years, you're getting a top prospect.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. You're still getting that Morales. I think you might be able to squeak a B-level prospect out of that, and maybe 2 B-level prospects if his power. Look at the player of the week. Consecutive home runs.
Right.
That's value right there. You look at, like I said, Estrada, Donaldson, and Morales. The other guy's Granderson. Give the guy a chance to go win a championship. I don't care where that is. Send him to the Cubs. Send him to the Stros. Send him to the Yankees again. I really don't care where you send him. Send him somewhere and get some cash. He's worth cash and maybe a low-level prospect, but you're getting something for him. Who knows? Maybe that low-level prospect plays next year, is the best prospect in baseball by the end of next year. You don't know how things are going to go, but at least you got value for something.
Exactly, yeah.
And those are the big guys I think you got to move. Are you going to move them by tomorrow? No. Let's be realistic. As much as I'd like that, but I think it's realistic that they move both Donaldson and Granderson. Try to move Estrada or put him on waivers, but I think Morales has stayed because of that player option. But you got to think of maybe Estrada being that third guy they might put on waivers tomorrow. But I think you got to put Donaldson and Granderson on waivers and trade them.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right in saying Donaldson, like, if he stays healthy, he's a top-tier player. He is a good player.
He's still one of the best third basemen in baseball.
Like MVP, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Like
MVP player. He can still do it. He's not, as long as he stays healthy, he can do it. Yeah. Granderson might be a little tougher, obviously, because, as you said, he's older. He's getting up there. But, yeah.
Let's get him guy.
That's right, good bench guy, good experience. Leader. Yeah. Let's get him a World Series.
Let's get him a ring. Send him to the Cubs. I imagine Madden would love to have him in that outfield with the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
He would not care if he was on the bench.
That's right. He just wants to win.
Exactly. And there's only a month left in the season. The Cubs are playoff bound. The Red Sox are playoff bound. The Yankees are playoff bound. You got to think the Astros are playoff bound, if not one of the World Series favorites. And I know people ask, how can you think maybe how the Stros could beat the Yankees or the Sox? I think they're going to still. But Donaldson, where I think he's needed, I think the Cardinals would be a potential sign and trade area. But I really think that you can potentially send him to the Cubs as well. The Cubs could be a good trade partner for the Toronto Blue Jays. They have Bryant at third, but maybe Donaldson, he could be utilized around the diamond. At short, he could be utilized at third, and Bryant can go over to first. Bryant can also play second, because that's where he's played before this. I know they're stacked up there with the Cubs, but hey, rental player. Imagine you have Donaldson to bring off your bench or something, and former MVP.
Oh, yeah.
You want to win a World Series, you go to the Jays and be like, hey, what are your offers for Donaldson? Oh, you have nothing.
None.
Okay, well, here's what you're going to get.
That's right.
Take it or leave it. Oh, you don't want it? Okay, I'll sign him in the offseason for free then. See you later.
Exactly.
So I don't care. I've always been a big fan of getting something for nothing.
I agree.
Have to.
100%. Yep.
And Tulowitzki, we're not going to ever get rid of that guy. The contract's too much.
Yep.
Will the team take on him? No. I really don't think there'll be a team that'll take on Tulowitzki. It'll be like a release contract void or something before that happens. But I would like to see the change with Russell Martin moving on by the end of this year as well.
Yep.
I don't mind if Smoker Morales came back next year. I think Morales will be a player that can trade the deadline next year. But I'm a big fan of the Blue Jays having the young guys in there, like Bo Bichette, I think deserves a spot next year on that team. The strong arm, and Dwight Smith Jr. has done well. Anthony Halford, when he's healthy, can play. And Teoscar Hernandez has shown he's a good player. Yvonne Solarte, when healthy, the guys hit bombs this year. So these are some good young guys and some talent they can surround themselves in. They could be a 500 team for a couple years, and then when the young guys are 100% form, like Vlad and Bo, they're playoff bound. And they could be favorites.
Oh, yeah. Like, time and time again, the Jays have shown that they have excellent management. They can find those prospects. They can find the kids that are fantastic at the baseball. But they're not giving themselves the chance to have those extra picks, find those extra prospects, because they're holding on to players for too long, it seems.
You look at John Tavares and Sean... I know we're talking baseball. Let's go to hockey for a minute. John Tavares? How do you think the Islanders feel? Yeah, they had a good offseason. They drafted Dobson and Wallstrom. They drafted some guys. They took Komarov and Martin. That's who. If you want to nail down that John Tavares thing, he left the Islands to go to Toronto. Toronto lost Komarov and Martin. Toronto traded Martin to the Islanders, and Leo signed to the Islanders. So if you really want to go down this hypothetical route, Toronto got John Tavares for Leo Komarov and Matt Martin. If I'm Lou Lamoriello on the island, I'm looking at Gar Snow saying, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry, I'm saying it. You are a
Be gentle
dumbass.
with it.
Like I'm sorry. Like I know, like he's a GM. Sorry, I
Yeah.
know he's a GM. I'm not a GM. I'm
You're
a
not.
media guy in Sault Ste. Marie. I get it. Okay, but I can tell you right now that I'm a strong believer of getting something.
Yeah.
You need to get value in an organization. You need to show that you care about that organization. Unless they're signing Donaldson in the offseason, which they're not.
No.
So that's why you got to get something.
Oh yeah, and I mean, Toronto Maple Leafs. Sorry, yeah. Grabbing Tavares, that's a steal. I cannot wait to see him.
Number 91 in the blue and white. My God.
Oh yeah.
There's a picture of Austin Matthews looking in the mirror, like with his hand on his chest or a hand on his chin in awe. And there's a picture on Instagram that says, "When Bay looks at you from across the bar," or something, or get a girl or a guy that looks at you like Matthews looks at Tavares. When I saw his picture, I almost framed it, and him wearing a Leaf jersey. So, it's just in general the whole point of talking about that is getting something for something, because who knows that's going to turn out to be. With good example right now. Let's actually close it with this example. J.A. Happ went to the Yankees for Billy McKinley.
Yes.
Now, last I checked, Billy is batting .364 and has 4 home runs and 10 RBIs, which is good numbers for a guy who's never played in the majors, who's young, and he's a beast.
Oh yeah, kid's playing
J.A.
well.
Happ has shown that he has value, but I think Donaldson has more value than Happ does.
Yeah.
So look what you can get. You can get something for nothing, and if people say that Donaldson isn't wanted, they're smoking crack. If I'm a GM, I want Donaldson for whatever the heck, for the right price, and the Jays can get something for that right price.
Oh, exactly.
And remember this, Billy McKinley. That's it.
And especially for, like, as you said, a rental player. What you could get Josh Donaldson for your playoff run for a discounted price, like cents on the dollar. You'd be crazy not to, unless Josh Donaldson doesn't want to leave the Jays, which that's obviously not the case.
Yeah.
Then I think they're crazy not to go after him.
He'll be traded. When this show is officially uploaded by tomorrow, he will be traded. August 31st, I think he's hitting waivers and traded. And if I'm wrong, well, I guess I'm wrong, right? I guess I could be wrong. I'm allowed to be. Now, before we close the show, Mark, we got something to talk about. We talked a lot here on the show. You and I have talked golf and baseball. Then me and you have talked, myself, I talked a lot of hockey. And I want to close the show talking about a team called the Renegades. Now, just let me grab my cellular device about Dave McCaig's stats this year. Now, I will say the stats that were presented in Game Changer, whatever frickin' app Dre has, is completely wrong. No, I didn't count the wrong hits. These are accurate stats. Okay, so my updated stats for the season this year. Nope, that is the wrong page. Let me get it on the notes on my phone here, which is great to show to everybody here. 2018 season. 10 games this year.
10 games, yep.
10 for 27. 2 RBIs, which is actually a total of 5 RBIs less than last year for me.
Holy man.
Which is a different change. 7 Ks this year. Last year, I was a total of 10 Ks. So a little
that
less.
is an increase.
But going through the stats, those are the 2 I really wanted to point out. So 10 for 27, 2 RBIs, 7 Ks, 7 stolen bases, which led the team stolen bases this year. Thanks for that beer and wings on this week, Inch, for winning that bet. I had 6 walks, 8 runs, and a .370 average, that is. But I had 8 errors this year. The one thing I want to point out last year, for errors I didn't have down, but let's just say that it was in the teens. So this year batted .370 now. Pitching stats, which weren't a stat last year really, 1 1/3 inning pitched with allowing just 1 run and 2 walks. That's the updated McCaig stats now in the playoffs. I'm 1 for 3, and I'll get to the playoff recap on our first game before we talk about the semifinal game that we have next week.
It was really something to watch him pitch his first inning there. It was the kid could barely throw a baseball last year, and now he's striking people. I didn't get a strikeout, but still, only
almost
one.
Full count on Elliott there.
Yeah, full count.
Yeah.
It was something else.
It was.
And I mean, I gotta say, those are Hall of Fame numbers right there.
No, your numbers though.
340?
This year, most improved player this year, voted Marc Orlando this year, beating me out of it, well deserved.
Thank you.
Was leading the team in average this year.
Yep. Leading the team in average and on base percentage, I believe.
Yes, you were. But when you batted leadoff, you led the team in strikeouts.
I did. I cannot.
You can't put Marc Orlando leadoff.
No, 5th or lower, I'm lights out.
I need to be leadoff. That's my confidence.
Yeah.
I need to be.
Yep.
So hopefully by next week. But speaking of that, playoffs, we had a game last week against the Donuts. I went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a stolen bag. as we defeated the Donuts 14-10. Did the Renegades, and it's a team game, but I like to always throw my stats out there because I know the boys that are listening and the listeners that are listening get a good laugh about McCaig's talent with baseball. So, but real seriousness, putting stats aside, the Renegades are 1-0 in the playoffs, obviously, and they're going to the semifinals against, big surprise, the Red Sox Slugs. The Slugs lost to the second-seeded Hellcats 8-0 in that 1 versus 2 matchup for a bye to the finals. And that game between the Renegades, our Renegades, and the Slugs will be on Tuesday at 8 p.m. at Ram Field. We were supposed to have a game this week on Tuesday, but it got rained out, and due to the long weekend, it was postponed to Tuesday. Now, that's, again, the Slugs against the Renegades in the semifinals. The winner plays Wednesday. It is Wednesday at Ram Field at 8 p.m. against the Hellcats for every last bit and bragging rights and trophy and whatnot. So yours truly, Mark here, and the Renegades and players of the Slugs, come on down to watch some exciting baseball. If you're interested to join this league, get out there. Watch this. Right. It's hardball, it's fun, it's competitive, but it's mostly fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great bunch of guys to be around. I know the Renegades have already made a couple roster changes next year with signings. Not going to say that on radio, as that's too cheesy to talk about. And I know my board ops and directors would be like, what the heck are you doing? But, it's a lot of players are joining officially next year. Hopefully we have some more teams. And hopefully that it's a more popular league in terms of getting some fans out there to watch some really good baseball and watch players develop as well. Players of all levels come out. Beginner, intermediate, senior, experts. Does not matter. Make sure you come out to play. It's definitely fun. But make sure you come to watch the Renegades versus the Slugs, as the winner will play against the Hellcats. And fun fact, the Renegades are the team to beat the Slugs in the season this year. For the only team to beat the Slugs once in the season, even though the Hellcats did beat them in the playoffs. We are the only team to beat the Slugs in the playoffs, but we haven't beat the Hellcats once this year. Our kryptonite. So definitely an exciting game to come out to. And the projected starting pitcher for the Renegades will be Trevor Duvall, as I feel pitching for the Slugs is going to be Bayaki, apparently, or Elliott starting on the mound. Not Elliott, Colton. Yes. Might be potentially starting on the mound for the Slugs. Those will be determined from the Slugs side. So come on down to Ram Field, 8 p.m. on Tuesday to watch some semifinal action. And on Wednesday, we'll be talking finals between potentially the Renegades and Hellcats or Slugs and Hellcats. Mark, any final thoughts about baseball?
No, just hopefully the Jays can get their act together and we can have a stellar season next year, or in a couple of years anyway.
And hopefully the Renegades win on Tuesday.
That's right. Hopefully the Renegades, we're fantastic ball players. We can squeak out the win. We got the experience.
Yep. I'm actually going to predict a home run in the game.
Home run.
2 homers in the game, 1 on each side. I'm going to say the one who's homering for the Gades, I'm putting a lot of pressure on this guy, Trevor. I think Trevor's going to hit a home run, and I think this game, I'm going to be biased, I'm saying the Renegades are winning the game 9-7 to go to the finals.
That'd be a tight one, but actually, last year in the first game of the playoffs, Trevor Duvall hit a grand slam, if you remember that.
Oh, okay.
So maybe very soon it might be. History may repeat itself.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
I like that. So what's your prediction on the game?
I think it's going to be
biased. We're going to be biased.
We're going to be biased. It's a hard-fought game. But I think our pitchers are going to be lights out that game. It's going to be so. I think we're going to be 7-6 Renegades.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice close game.
I am hopefully not in the bottom of that inning that the ball gets hit to me. I would love to catch a pop fly to end the game. That would be nice closure. That would be nice to go on to. But like I said, 8 p.m. Ram Field. Just come watch some local baseball. And before we close out the season officially, hopefully to have Ashley Hoff and Jordan Trudeau on, coaches of the Black Sox organization. I know we're hoping to have them on this summer, but scheduling has been insane this summer. Weddings and stuff going on with a lot of people. Definitely a busy summer in Sault Ste. Marie, especially with tournaments here. So we'll definitely have some local updates before we close off kind of talking about baseball as it goes into big time busy with the Major League playoffs coming around the corner as well. Mark, you did a great job here. We went 16 minutes overtime, but we only had 25 minutes in that first part, so we're still within show's capacity, I'd like to say. And we kind of veered off in the last 6-7 minutes. They're talking about absolute nonsense, so that's the fun part. I'm sure the guys on the other end and listeners enjoyed that. But I want to say you did a great job here. You had great points with golf. We talked baseball. Would love to have you on a bit more throughout in the future, especially when golf season wraps up and just sporadically. And also appreciate you being a big fan of the show. I know the listeners have been a big part of this show. in terms of the growth and popularity. It's hit over 150%, I'd like to say, in terms of popularity, ascending in not only the hundreds of listeners, but thousands in the past year. So it's fantastic to have the followers that we have in terms of the show. We would like you to follow the show at thegamesportshow.podbean.com. I know people hesitate because of putting in their emails on things. Do not hesitate. The only thing the email does is that it tells you when a show is uploaded for us. You're not going to get junk mail. So don't hesitate to follow and definitely check out the website. But Mark, I want to say thanks for coming on by and would love to have you on again sometime soon, my friend.
Thank you very much. It was my pleasure. It's a good time here with the fantastic wings, fantastic beer.
Oh, yeah.
Just, thank you very much.
It's been a time. And obviously, Justin last night not being able to make it as well. We were supposed to have a couple guests on, but I'm very glad that you're here beside me, as I'm not alone watching watch the sunset go down here from Silver Creek Golf Course.
It really is a fantastic sunset.
It was nice.
It's nice to share with someone.
It was nice. It's nice. You dressed very nice today.
Well,
People can't see that right now, but I thought I dressed. I came from work at the hospital. So, but without further ado, that's Marc Orlando, and it's yours truly here, David McCaig. Going to the conclusion side of the show, I want to give a friendly reminder that we will be at Sports Center Bar and Grill September the 5th. That is Wednesday. I know that is when the finals would be for the Renegades, but we're going to work around that if necessary. It is on, I know people probably thinking the finals were Thursday, but Hellcats influenced change to be on Wednesday apparently. But that is, from what I'm being told from Andre LaFrancois, that the game is Wednesday. So even though we do have a show booked at Sports Center Bar and Grill on Wednesday the 5th, it will be, the time will be determined. It will either be at 9 p.m. depending on if I have baseball that night, or the show might be at 6 p.m. depending on that, from Sports Center Bar and Grill. So that's the 5th for myself. Jamie and Matt will be there, and potentially Dustin Grondin. And on Thursday is our launch show for the season anyway, for Northern Superior Brewing Company with myself, Justin Icon, Brad Cochimilio. We plan to have some special guests coming on that we will release next week, and that is from the Soo Ontario side. In Sault Ste. Michigan, we will not have a show next week on Labor Day from the Wicked Sister. Obviously, being a holiday, we'll be back at the Wicked Sister the following Monday, which will be September the 10th, and that is projected to be on live air on Eagle 95.1. People are asking about live air on the Wednesday or Thursday show, mostly the Thursday show. That has not been verified. It may not be in the near future as of yet, but we are working on that in terms of signal enhancements as the radio station across the river continues to grow, and as the Game Sports Show continues to hopefully nail down its own location by the end of 2019. So people asking about our own live on air. It's going to get there. It's obviously a process, but the popularity of the podcast being the high numbers that it is, we appreciate that just as much. And now going to the sponsors of the show, obviously one of the homes being Silver Creek Golf Course, and I must say, in saying that, as I said at the top of the show, we will be having special edition shows throughout Silver Creek in the month of September, and even going into October before the golf course closes for its season. But we're going to have special edition shows throughout the year, as I mentioned, as the place never stops here at Silver Creek Golf Course. So obviously mentioning the first right off the top, Silver Creek Golf Course being one of the homes to the Game Sports Show. Also, Northern Superior Brewing Company here in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Sports Center Bar and Grill. Also, North Shore Sports and Auto, The Salon, The Superior Pro Shop, Discover the Canvas, Northern Critters in Need, Big Brother, Big Sister, Ken Belanger Hockey, and also Northern Signs. And also from Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Eagle 95.1, The Wicked Sister, and Pingator Cleaners. I want to say thank you for your contributions. It's absolutely amazing without the work of our sponsors and being part of the show. And obviously, as big as a part is with the listeners, to you as well, thank you for being a part of the Game Sports Show. And I want to say on behalf of Marc Orlando, Scott Nason, and myself, thank you for stopping by and making us a part of your night. Thank you again to the staff here at Silver Creek Golf Course. Next time you hear my voice, it'll be from Sports Center Bar and Grill, September the 5th. And remember, keep your stick on the ice, swing your bats, catch your touchdown, drain your threes, and shoot your shots. Booyah.